Christian is one of the very few wrestlers who have managed to remain relevant in the Attitude, Ruthless Aggression, and modern eras. Captain Charisma has all the gifts needed for someone to excel as a sports entertainer, with his personality being the highlight. But with his current run in AEW, the multi-time world champion is turning more heads than ever. His heel patriarchal persona is very captivating to watch, and has been one of the best things about AEW. Many consider him to be the best heel of 2023 as a result of it. In this video, we'll examine his persona, along with a brief overview of Christian's other heel runs in the business. It wouldn't be a stretch to say that Christian has mostly been a heel during his long and illustrious career. However, he has reinvented himself multiple times. During the beginning of his WWE run, he was a part of the Brood, alongside Gangrel and Edge. As a result, he played a gothic character with no personality. Edge and Christian's monumental success as a tag team during the last years of the Attitude Era led to their rebranding as an annoying pair of cool dudes. After the two split up, Christian would eventually form the Un-Americans, along with fellow Canadians Lance Storm and Test. This was a more modern version of the typical foreign heels gimmick, with the trio complaining about how unfair WWE was to Canadians. They wore shirts with the American flag upside down, and even tried to burn the American flag on Raw, but was stopped by one of Kane's most iconic returns. Christian would then begin calling himself the People's Champion, and referring to his fans as the Peeps. He sported a new look, and later on, he also began hosting his very own in-ring talk show, The Peep Show. All of this came about after he was endorsed by The Rock. The Great One was undergoing his very own legendary heel run at the time, as Hollywood Rock. During this run, he'd have memorable feuds with Chris Jericho and a rising star in John Cena. Christian's whole persona during this time was basically being a cowardly heel, and adopting traits that he thought were cool but the audience didn't. His nickname, Captain Charisma, was one of them. Many of the changes he had during this time stuck with him throughout the remainder of his career. While his old friend Edge was making moves in the WWE's main event scene, Christian was doing the same in TNA. He proved his worth by being a likeable babyface, followed by a more serious and calculated heel persona. He'd achieve world title success, and be remembered for many bits and alliances, which include Christian's Coalition. He'd also have many interesting rivalries with other TNA originals. After his return to the WWE in 2009, Christian mostly remained a fan favourite during his second stint in the company. This is why it was shocking when he turned heel in his quest for the World Heavyweight Championship 2 years later. Christian was willing to do anything to win the title, which was completely in contrast with his previous run as a cool and collected babyface. As a result, this run didn't feel like the previous ones, as the fans were accustomed to the whiny heel that Christian had become. He'd revert back to his previous persona, as he said he wanted to end his career with the fans being on his side. However, he'd also hop on the bandwagon of people who became obstacles for Daniel Bryan during his 2014 quest for the world title. Not long after, Christian was considered to be retired and began appearing as a broadcaster for the WWE until 2021, when everything changed. After making his official in-ring return at 2021 Royal Rumble, Christian was quick to leave the company for greener pastures. A couple of months later, he debuted at AEW Revolution to a thunderous ovation, calling himself Christian Cage once again. He would then compete in a casino battle royal at Double or Nothing, hanging in there till he was the last competitor to be eliminated. He would then take his eliminator Jungle Boy under his wing, along with his tag team partner Luchasaurus. Christian would also defeat Kenny Omega for the TNA World title. This led to him returning to his home away from home in TNA, as he defended the belt successfully against Brian Myers and Ace Austin before losing it to Josh Alexander. Christian was a busy man, as he also unsuccessfully challenged for Kenny Omega's AEW World title during this time, while also continuing his partnership with Jurassic Express. The trio defeated AEW bigwigs the Young Bucks and Adam Cole at Full Gear. Under his mentorship, the Boy and his Dinosaur would also win the AEW tag titles, but all hell would break loose as soon as they lost the tag belts back to the Bucks. Christian would turn heel by attacking Jungle Boy with a concerto after the match, and the rest, as you know it, is history. Christian would begin the run by getting some cheap heat. He mocked Jungle Boy, blaming him for the death of his dad. Famed Hollywood actor Luke Perry. He tried to become his new father, and even sent some flirtatious comments to his widowed mother. Christian even threatened Jungle Boy to send him to his father. He'd go on to defeat Jungle Boy at All Out in less than half a minute thanks to Luchasaurus aligning with him. Christian was sidelined after this due to an injury, but would have his pet dinosaur to do his bidding in the meantime. After returning from this setback, he continued his rivalry with Jungle Boy, attacking him on Dynamite, but losing to him at Revolution to end the rivalry. The loss felt a lot sweeter due to the heat he had built up, but what made Christian's heel run so great was the fact that he targeted everyone who had a deceased father. This includes Brian Pillman Jr., Wardlow, and Nick Wayne. Christian mocked them all for losing their dads as well. The content, along with his legendary promo skills, got everyone talking. Christian also changed up his style in this reinvention, wearing a turtleneck that made him so punchable. Christian would try to win the AEW TNT Championship against Wardlow, but lose to him at Double or Nothing. He also lost the TNT title opportunity at the previous year's Revolution event. Luckily for Christian, Luchasaurus defeated Wardlow for the belt just so he could carry around the belt and claim to be a champion, and this led to another noteworthy moment, in which he got his very own 10-year-old daughter removed from the arena as she made the mistake of wanting to hold his title. The reason? Christian only did it to be a good role model for his children. Christian's persona has been praised by fans, critics, and peers alike. Even AEW's top heel, MJF, said that this is the best he's been in his entire career. After this, Christian began a feud with Darby Allin, who was interested in the TNT title. He'd lose to Allin and Sting, while teaming up with Swerve Strickland All In. Christian would help Luchasaurus retain the belt against Allin at All Out. He legitimately claimed the title as his own when he pinned him in a triple threat bout containing Allin. Christian upped his candidacy for Father of the Year by forming the Patriarchy. He defeated Allin at Wrestle Dream in a 2 out of 3 falls matchup. After the match, he attacked Allin and Sting, along with the members of his new stable, Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne. He renamed Luchasaurus to Killswitch and Nick Wayne to the Prodigy. This went on until they were saved by a debuting Edge, now known as Adam Copeland. The Patriarchy would lose a 6-man tag match to Copeland, Sting, and Allin, and in a slight shift from the Patriarchy, Nick Wayne's mum also joined the group as a matriarch, as she helped Christian retain the title against Copeland. Christian's one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time, a legend who most fans wish had achieved more than he did. During his 28-year career, he has mostly been a heel, but has never been considered stale due to his constant reinventions. As a heel, he's mostly gotten mixed reactions from the fans, as he was more annoying than sinister. With his current persona, he's done something new, and has completely revamped his character to become the best villain of the year in my opinion. Christian's run has led to him transforming from an afterthought in AEW to one of its biggest attractions. On top of providing us quality entertainment, he has also uplifted the careers of all the blue chippers he has put over or collaborated with. It would be very fitting if he gets a run with the AEW World title so he can pull this off at an even bigger stage. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and click here for another. And if you want to support us even further and become one of the dogs yourself, check the links in the description. Nice one.